Hey guys, Moonfrost here. Today I'm going to be making banana bread, so I hope you make one too. So anyway, this one's a little different. It involves Greek yogurt or sour cream, whatever you prefer. I'm sure you could omit it altogether if you don't want that in there, but I think it makes it taste better. So I'm going to list the wet ingredients and then dry ingredients. So you're going to need a half a cup of softened butter or 1 stick, 2 large eggs, 1/3 of a cup of plain yogurt or sour cream, 1.5 cups or 3 to 4 medium-sized bananas crunched, 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract. And then for the dry ingredients, it's 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'll probably go for a whole tablespoon actually. I like cinnamon. 2 cups of flour and 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar. And optional, you can add raisins, pecans, walnuts, almonds, whatever you want to do. Or sometimes you can add some peanut butter, because who doesn't love peanut butter? Alright, so first we're going to start by turning our oven on to 350. Alrighty. Also, it says to use a loaf pan, but I like to use like a cake pan. So I'm going to be using like a cake pan, casserole dish, whatever you want. Nothing's perfect, so use whatever you have around. This is for fun. Alright, so I am going to start by peeling my overripe bananas. Let's get that out of the way. Also, I softened the butter. I put it in the microwave for a couple seconds just to soften it up. And I got 4 bananas, so I'm trying to get rid of all these bananas. So let's just do them all. Why not? You can always add a little bit more flour if it seems a little runny. Yeah, they're all stuck on there. Whoops. Uh-oh. Fell into the egg. That's okay. Make a big old mess. Once you get those little brown end things off of the banana. If you hear my dog in the background, she's just always interested in food and what you're making. Alright, wipe my hands. Alrighty. So, what's next? Sorry, I'm reading my little list here. So you're pretty much gonna crunch up those bananas. I used a you can do it by hand, but if you got a little cheap mixer thing, that works too. I'm just gonna crunch them up a little bit. Turn it on after a minute. Something like that. Alright, so I got my bananas. And I got my wet ingredients just on the side. I kind of pre-portioned that out. Then what you're going to do, let me get myself together here. So you're going to add your flour, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and then you're going to kind of mix that up. So I got all-purpose flour right here. Again, I do nothing perfection-y, so we don't have time for all that. So your two cups of flour. Nothing perfect. Ooh, little dusty hands. So we're going to do baking soda. How much of that do we need? 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Cinnamon, it's a 1/2 teaspoon, but we're going to go for like a full teaspoon. A little bit more than that. I like to do a little bit extra. It's good for your blood sugar. What else was it that we needed? Salt. We need some salt. That's a 1/4 teaspoon. And then we're gonna just mix that around real good. Okay, we're gonna set that aside. And then so we're going to beat, it says beat butter, brown sugar, and then add eggs one at a time. I already did the bananas, so I'm going to have to get another bowl. So hold on just a second. Alright, took a little break there to kind of clean up my mess a little bit. So we're going to, here's my softened butter. It says to use unsalted butter, but all I had was salted butter, so that's fine. You can do that too. I'm going to add your 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add the vanilla. How much do we need? A teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. I have clear vanilla flavor, so that's okay too. We can use that fake stuff as well. 1 teaspoon. I like a lot of vanilla. And you know, you don't have to be perfect for this stuff. Like Bob Ross, you know, you don't always have to do things the proper way, because we like to have fun. So I'm going to just mix this up real quick. And then we're going to add our eggs one at a time. So we're going to whisk that one first. And then we're going to add the other one. And then when we're done with that, we're going to add that Greek yogurt or sour cream, whatever you decide. That is looking so good. So good. You know what we're going to do? We are going to add the banana in this, and then I'm going to add the sour cream. Let's do that. Here, let's just put the Greek yogurt in there. We don't need to follow directions. Pretty much, it doesn't really matter as long as you're putting the wet into the dry. You're not going to put the dry into the wets. And then there's our bananas. It smells so good. Let's scrape the sides. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and mix that up again. You know what? I'm going to add the wet to the dry. You know what? I don't think it really matters, honestly. So my husband said something. What'd you say?
Dust my wet.
Dust the wets. You dust the wets. So we're just going to put that in there. Scrape the bottom out. I'm going to have a lot of dishes. I hope you people at home have a dishwasher. Nah, it's not too bad. It just takes a minute. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of mix it up a little bit to get it started. And then we're going to go in with the whisk. Okay, let's go ahead and whisk it. And go ahead and scrape the sides. Ooh, this is gonna be good. You excited, baby?
Sure am.
That looks good. One more little go. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go get some, I think we have some walnuts. I found some walnuts. Just a little bit. Probably like 1/4 of a cup. And you know what? I was going to add a little bit more cinnamon, but it's cool. It's cool. So let's just kind of whip those in. Nothing crazy. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's grease our little pan here. You can use Pam. I got some olive oil spray. Whatever you have works. Ooh, it's going to get everywhere. Yep. Kind of spread that around. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and scrape it into the pan. Ooh, it's going to be so good. I am so excited, y'all. This might be the best one I've ever made. Ooh, that is pretty. That is going to be good. And you can add some Splenda instead, or some date syrup, or you can, oh, dates sounds really good. Those would be really good in there. Okay, and then just kind of spread it out. Give it a little taste. Yep. All right, and we're going to go ahead and pop that in the oven. And we're going to keep that in. I'm going to check it after about 30-35 minutes, and then you're going to test it with a you can test it with a knife or a toothpick, or if you're using a bread pan, I think it takes about 60 minutes, but I would check it after about 50 minutes. So let's go pop that in the oven. All right, and I'm going to set a timer, let it cook for about half an hour, 40 minutes, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got my beautiful banana bread out of the oven. It's been, it took a little bit longer than I anticipated, about 45 minutes, not 35 minutes, but it was a little bit thicker than I anticipated, but you're going to make sure that it's done by putting a knife in, and then yeah, just cut yourself a little slice. I'm not really going to eat it right now, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. My dogs are very interested in what I'm doing, but let's show you guys a little piece. Isn't that pretty? Probably could add a little bit more cinnamon next time, but yeah, it came out really good. Thank you for taking a look at my video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.